Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nudge here once again, and this is going to be another predictions video. So, WWE has made its way to Glasgow, Scotland in for Clash at the Castle, Scotland. So, the second ever Clash at the Castle, the first one was a couple years ago in Cardiff, Wales. And also, WWE's heading back this time, I'm right in Scotland, which is definitely, I'm sure, going to play into a match later on. But of course, we have our matches here, and if you see these predictions of mine before, you already know how this works. If you haven't, and I'm going to be going match by match, I'm talking about who I think is going to walk out victorious in each match. And this is just the order that they have them on the wiki here. Doesn't necessarily mean this will be like the final order of the matches come showtime. But without further ado, let's get right into it. And a personal anecdote, now that I don't work Saturdays anymore, now I can actually watch this event in its entirety. I remember the first Clash in the Castle, I wasn't able to watch the full thing before or work. Literally, as I was clocking into work, they were getting started with the main event, that being Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. So I missed that. I had to watch the rest of it on my way home from work again. But now Saturday, now I don't work Saturdays now. There's nothing stopping me from watching the whole thing, and I heavily do plan on watching the whole thing. So starting off with the WWE Women's Championship match, as Bayley will be defending against Piper Niven. Now, I forget exactly how Piper Niven got the opportunity. He and but nevertheless, here we are, and it makes sense. Piper Niven, also from Scotland, and definitely getting quite a bit of momentum here going against the champion Bayley. Now, who do I think is going to win this one? While it would be awesome for Piper Niven to win the WWE Women's Championship here, like she's definitely, I would say, definitely earned it, especially after years being putting up with the Dewdrop name. I don't know if Bayley's gonna drop it quite yet, but you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Piper Niven on this one. Like, I give the fans a little appetizer for the main course, and we'll get into that later on. But it would make for a very cool moment. Doesn't mean they always do that, but would make for a very, very cool moment, I think, before the other cool moment that's bound to happen. But next up for the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn will once again defend against Chad Gable. So Chad Gable, I don't think, surprisingly, I think this is the first time I've brought up heel Chad Gable. I think I probably did what going into the match at King Queen of the Ring, but if I haven't, I will bring up here. Chad Gable is a madman. He turned on Sami Zayn, who's kind of his protege in a way, leading up to Sami Zayn's match against Gunther. Now Chad Gable's fully snapped after he snapped on Alpha Academy. I think I did bring this up because I brought up Otis's involvement. So, Chad Gable, of course, faced Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed in triple threat action to try to capture the Intercontinental Championship at King and Queen of the Ring. That didn't pan out after an inadvertent attack from Otis. So the big story here is, for starters, Chad Gable looks like Chad Gable's contract was set to expire, but now it looks like he's renewing. Now it looks like he's staying with WWE. The other story being, can Chad Gable finally beat Sami Zayn? Can he finally sell that score? But the other major story is, where does Otis's allegiance lie? Because as Otis is kind of caught in the middle here. He knows like what he and Chad Gable are doing is wrong, but he feels like he feels indebted to Chad Gable. They even brought up on SmackDown. I didn't personally watch it, but people were talking about it. How Otis talked about how he had nothing. Like, he lost the Money in the Bank briefcase. He lost the girl, that being Mandy Rose. He lost his best friend, and Tucker, who, of course, cost Otis his Money in the Bank briefcase. He turned heel on Otis as Otis lost the briefcase to The Miz, and that heel turn went nowhere for Tucker. But nevertheless, Otis kind of feels indebted to Chad Gable, but where is Chad Gable? Yeah, but where's Otis's heart lie is the main story. But as for this one, I think I'm gonna go with Chad Gable here. I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger on Otis fully defecting just yet. And I imagine they'll probably wait till after Chad Gable wins the Intercontinental Championship. But I imagine the story will be furthered And man, what is it with Sami Zayn compelling people to turn against the Hair Masters? But nevertheless, so I'm gonna go with Chad Gable here. Like I think it's definitely Chad Gable's time. A lot of people's eyes, he's long overdue for it. Yeah, so. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with Chad Gable here. But this is, I can tell it's still gonna be a pretty fun and interesting match, just like this next one, because for the Undisputed WWE Championship in an I Quit match, Cody Rhodes will defend the Undisputed WWE Championship against AJ Styles. So, AJ Styles a few weeks ago pulled a Mark Henry, teased he was gonna retire, but then Psych turned on Cody Rhodes, reunited with the OC in the process and everything. So AJ definitely on a warpath as he's continuing his quest to at least hold one more championship, one more WWE championship before he retires. And we have this I Quit match, and AJ Styles. I didn't watch it. I gotta start watching Raw and SmackDown again. But the only thing is I'm usually pretty tired from work. But AJ bringing up how Cody he quitting almost everywhere he go, even quitting the own company he built. That's kind of what happened, but yeah, so AJ bringing that up. So will Cody Rhodes quit? We will find out, and of course Cody. He kind of almost in like that, and people have brought this up, almost in kind of like that John Cena position where Cody, he very much like never say die, never quits, never throws in the towel. Also, it will make for an interesting dynamic within this match. So, I don't think Cody's dropping in just yet. I think there's still a lot more mileage, and I don't want him to drop it to AJ just to win it back because that whole bop around would be for nothing, and that would be a huge service, not just to the title, not just to Cody, but to AJ as well. Like when they do like the bop around, it's gonna go from this guy up, but then it's gonna go back to this guy. I hate when they do that. Have they done it before? Yes. Will they likely do it again? Probably. But I really don't want them to do that because it'd be pretty pointless. Like it'd be like, hey, if Cody, like obviously nothing against AJ, but like taking off Cody just to put it back on Cody afterwards, like what would be the point? So I think I'm gonna go with Cody winning here, but this is gonna be a fun one. Like if their first encounter at Backlash was awesome. I can't wait to see what they do for this one. But the next up is triple threat tag team action for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, as Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will be defending against the teams of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I forget how we got here at this point as well. Looks like, and this is what the wiki's here, so I can kind of get caught up. So it looks like these teams have been interacting, but I imagine Bianca and Jay continuing their reign as tag team champions. I don't know if they're dropping it just yet. They probably won't drop it until probably around SummerSlam time to set up for the Bianca versus Jade match that we know is coming at SummerSlam, and which hey, isn't a bad thing. I'm definitely interested to see a match like that, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Bianca and Jade here. Alright, and then last really not least, the match that likely will main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. If the World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest of the Judgment Day will defend against Drew McIntyre, and Judgment Day is barred from ringside. Of course, Drew McIntyre beat Finn Balor on Raw, so that means the Judgment Day is barred from ringside. This one has got a lot of people talking. The other matches kind of have as well, but especially this one, because as a lot of people are asking, will CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre? Will CM Punk pull the ultimate heel move and cost Drew McIntyre in his own home country of Scotland? And me personally, I really don't want him to. Like don't get me wrong, like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have been feuding, like they've been feuding without touching each other that often, and but as for this one, like give Drew his moment and have it go from there. Unless as they're doing the whole double turn thing, which they do from time to time, where Drew turns face and then CM Punk turns heel. Drew's character is kind of like woven in and out. He started off kind of as like a tweener, or obviously he was face, and then he kind of went into tweener. Then he kind of went like full blown heel when he feuded with Rollins. That now it's looking like he's moving back to tweener status. His and Damian Priest is kind of a tweener as well because he is still heel. He's still part of the Judgment Day, but like he's also kind of like he's kind of like he's called off the troops. He's like I don't really need the Judgment Day. I don't really want them interfering in my match and stuff like that. So kind of an interesting twist and turn dynamic here. But I would go with Drew with this one. Like have Drew win the big one and let him have his moment. And I think in hindsight, I think having this moment here right in Scotland would trump the moment that they could have had in Wales a couple years ago. Like don't get me wrong, a lot of people felt like Drew, whose moment was there to win championships from Roman, but having it here right in Scotland, right in like Drew's home country would be a very huge moment. So why not give Drew the win? Now, do I think CM Punk will interfere? That's a possibility. CM Punk is in Scotland at least. He's some people speculate whether he will inadvertently help Drew win the title. There's a chance of that as well. But yeah, I would say pull the trigger on Drew, and unless the other and I guess this would probably determine who's going to face for the title at SummerSlam, because it seemed like the plan, and for now, may be Drew versus Punk at SummerSlam and Damian versus Finn. So I guess this one would probably be which one's going to be. This match is pretty much like which match is going to be the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Drew on this one. And hopefully, if Drew loses, hopefully he's not forced to sing American Pie again. But Drew apparently said he hated doing that. It did feel kind of weird. At least on camera, like save it for afterwards after the show goes off the air. But nevertheless, that's gonna be my predictions. And as for who do I think is going to have the strongest and weakest match tonight, the strongest are probably going to be the two World Championship matches, kind of for very different reasons, for very similar reasons, but kind of for very different reasons. For Cody and AJ, it's more about the dynamic and the feud going into it. For Damian and Drew, it's likely going to be more about the pop and the potential CM Punk interference. For the weakest, and I only mean weakest in terms of not as big as like the other matches, but that doesn't necessarily mean bad. Maybe the women's championship match, but that's only by comparison. Like I would say this is a pretty solid card for the most part. All right, so I am excited and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for these predictions. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see it drops. And let me know in the comments below what's your predictions for Clash at the Castle. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.